607. Open 7 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, 11
We're
a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 11 until 10 p.m. Come check out Route 66 Pizza Palace's newly remodeled game room for the kids. It's the perfect place to plan your next party or get-together. Enjoy daily lunch specials 11 to 3. Get any sub sandwich and drink for only $6.99. Or a mini pizza one topping with
hey guys, setting up.
salad bar and a drink. Only $8.99.
Get ready to tune in. We have a good show today. HD Straight Talk Live. Hi.
Route 66 Pizza Palace's dinner menu.
Let me know if you guys can hear me.
Lasagna, fettuccine, calzones, and an all-you-can-eat salad bar.
Everybody's setting up for the show.
Pizza Palace's specials for youth sports teams and for teachers and classroom parties. The best pizza in town for dine-in, pick-up, or delivery is at Route 66 Pizza Palace, 2046 West Main Street in Barstow. Call 760-256-2207.
Hey guys, it's Brianna Martinez. How's it going? Good morning.
2854 Linwood Road. They're open 7 days a week. OG's is just off the interstate.
Hopefully you guys can see us, you can hear us.
Tuesday, kids
Good.
eat free with adult each entree purchase. Don't miss their happy hour specials Monday through
Brianna Martinez. I am the new assistant producer for HD Straight Talk Live here on 12:30 a.m.
In the night with OG's dance party featuring great drink specials.
Good morning.
$3 domestic and import.
Hi Robin, good morning.
well drinks on Sunday.
Exciting show today.
9:30 a.m. and the kitchen at 10:30 a.m.
Everybody's
with
gearing
happy
up.
hour featured all day. Get a picture of imported or domestic beer for $11.99.
Make sure you call in with your questions too. We'll have that for you guys.
Come watch your favorite sporting
Good
event on the
morning.
big screen,
Good morning,
inside
Jenna.
or outside on their outdoor patio. They have over 25 beers on tap. OG Sports,
All right.
Pizza, and Family Restaurant, featuring delicious
Good.
pizza, appetizers,
Everybody's getting ready.
pasta, and lasagna. 2854 Linwood Road, just off the I-15. Ask about their 10% active military discount. Give them a call at
We have Darren Fixstad on the show today. Desert Manna. So if you have questions, make sure you call in.
Now you can fly
Ask your
anywhere
questions.
in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department
You guys excited?
right now at Low Cost Airlines.
I am.
800-708-3091. 800-708-3091. That's 800-708-3091.
I'm Rich Thomason. Authorities say a raccoon that got into the power lines was a culprit for a small brush fire that broke out in Weber County, Utah.
Good morning, folks. Benny G. Frederick, HD Straight Talk Live. I hope y'all ready for this, because I'm ready. Very happy to announce that my new co-producer, lady, Brianna J. Martinez, pretty much her job description is to put the show together, find the guests, produce an agenda, and give us do the research on the agenda to make sure that we're not only straight but we're correct. So continue to share, continue to like, continue to promote people to the page. This is important for the entire community of Barstow 92311, folks. We got about 1 minute and we're getting ready to go live, so get ready. So, and bear with us because this live thing is new.
And now, here's Dr. Dahlia.
Don't talk before I tell you the mic is going to be like
High Desert Straight Talk, where we discuss
Uh-oh. I'm ready.
12:30.
Y'all ready, Barstow? Let's go. Give y'all a little music. Get y'all in the mood for what we got headed for you today. Say good morning, Brianna.
Good morning, everybody.
Uh-oh, I got help. Welcome to HD Straight Talk, folks. You're listening to KSZL AM 1230. HD Straight Talk each and every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., folks. It's a great, great day in Barstow. Isn't it beautiful out there, Brianna?
It's really beautiful.
And as you can see, folks, I got a full house of supporters today right here in studio. Right in the back behind me, you're going to see one of y'all, Barstow's favorite, Scott Figg. He's just here for moral support and to continue to support the great city of Barstow, folks. So before we get started, I want to thank our sponsors, and I'm going to give Brianna first. Let me introduce Brianna. That's what I better do first, folks. I'd like to introduce you to Brianna J. Martinez. She is now the co-producer for HD Straight Talk Live. So, folks, at the end of this day, you can give her credit for the entire show because she put it together. She got me in line. She took me out the wild side and gave me some structure. Folks, we are live on Facebook right now, aren't we, Brianna?
We're live right now.
Okay, Brianna, tell us a little bit about yourself so the folks can get a good idea of who you are, where you're from, and what your intentions are for the show.
All right. Well, I'm Brianna Martinez. I'm from Barstow, California.
Whoop, whoop.
Local. I'm a library assistant out at Apple Valley, San Bernardino County Library, but I am also a self-development blogger and a YouTuber. So I'm aiming to help empower other people to create their ideal self and lifestyle through self-development. And I'm just pumped up to be here.
All right, I'm happy to have her. Let me tell you, folks, I feel real special. Not only is she definitely a beautiful lady inside and out, but her intellect is creative and very large. Let me tell you, for a lady her age. So first and foremost, we're going to start out with our sponsors, because without our sponsors, Brianna, trust me, you and I, we'd never be able to do this. So tell me who our sponsors are.
So we have Titan Carpet Care.
Titan Carpet Care and Restoration, folks. Luke Hafley, he's the man, folks. Get a little water in your carpet, get a little water climbing up your walls. Trust me, folks, you want to call Titan Carpet Care and Restoration. Who we got next?
On the rise, foster care.
Folks, what could be more important than putting a child in the home, folks? You guys know what I always say. If you got an open room in your heart, why not open up your home to a child, folks? That's On the Rise, foster care. Kimberly Hammock, this lady is a caring individual for our community, and more importantly for our community children, folks. So if any of you folks out there listening via radio or Facebook are looking to help a child in need out, give them a home, folks, please contact On the Rise Foster Care right there in Buena Vista, Barstow, California. What's up, Brianna?
EC Barstow.
All right, folks, you already know this is a big one for our town. Just drive down Main Street, 1041 Main Street, and you'll find the EC Barstow Center, folks. If you happen to miss it, just look for the Indian and the horse, and you'll find EC Barstow. Now, this is a multi-tasking campus. Everything from tutoring to getting your phones repaired to construction to employing people right there through PACE services. And if you're hungry or you need something sweet, do yourself a favor and go ahead and stop into the Easy Corner Market.
All right, and Artistically Clean.
Woo, woo. Artistically Clean, folks, you already know there ain't nothing that they don't clean. We clean everything. So, folks, if you're moving out, don't want to leave that deposit with your landlord or your property management company, folks, do yourself a favor, call Artistically Clean. All right, folks, next up, what we got next up, Brianna? You get on this mic, girl, quit being so shy. But before we do that, folks, let me remind you that today we have Darren Fixstad with Desert Manna, as well as Fixstad and Associates today. He's going to be discussing and telling us where we're at with our homeless shelter in Barstow, and also inquiring minds want to know, where's that $470,000 going? How is it going to touch this community? So Darren's here in the studio, and he's going to answer that probably. When is he up, Brianna?
He's up at the last half hour of the show.
Second half of the show,
Yeah,
folks.
stay
Second
tuned
half
for
of the
that.
show. Desert Manna. Darren Fixstad, folks. Our call-in number is 760-256-2122.
Yeah.
Folks, Facebook, be patient with Brianna. She's learning. It's her first time. But trust me, when you see her again, she'll be well vibed and ready to go. What's up, Scott Fig?
Hey,
What you got to add to the show today?
I came for moral support. I want to check out the show and see what you do, because when you're not here one day and I need to co-host for you or step in, and that's
you know
what I
what,
need to do.
Scott? I am so happy you said that. Boy, that would definitely be a pleasure on my behalf, because one thing I know is this boy right here got talent, folks. Make sure y'all supporting Scott Fig on each and every one of his comedy shows. He's traveling all over the world, putting out that funny. Where you at next, Scott?
I'm on my way to Bremerton, Washington. And
Where the heck is that at?
Tacoma, Washington, Seattle, up in that area.
Oh, you all the way up in the weeds, Scott.
Pacific Northwest.
All right. So we got so the show now has a new layout, and I'm gonna let Brianna kind of tell us how she put it together, so that way there are listeners not only here on the station but also on Facebook can have a good idea how the show is now formatted from this day forward. Brianna, take it over, girl.
All right. So right now we have national news. We want to share with you what's going on nationally. And for our national news, obviously, you guys might know Trump has met with Kim Jong-un in the summit.
Really? Where'd they meet at, Brianna?
You know?
Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore.
Singapore.
They went far away.
Yes, they did. They met in a neutral spot because I got this idea if they had made it to Korea, I don't think Trump would have made it back. And Scott, what you thinking about that whole situation?
I'm thinking Dennis Rodman should have went with him because Dennis Rodman got that
bond with him.
with
Matter of fact, speaking of Dennis Rodman, I'm going to go offside. I just seen him crying on TV this morning. You know what that was about?
Probably about Trump. He went there. It's probably about that.
Okay, all right.
Dennis Rodman was emotional because he tried to make steps forward prior with the Obama administration and he couldn't.
Is that when he went to go to visit Kim Jong-un back in a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, and I believe he was one of the first Americans to actually meet with this gentleman. Is that correct?
Is that so? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Yes.
So thanks, Dennis Rodman. Maybe you put the foot in the door for Trump.
Yeah, progress.
And you guys are welcome to chime in anytime y'all feel like it, by the way. Okay. All right, what we got next, Brianna?
So local news.
Local news, folks. Stand by, folks, before we give you that local news. Please understand that without you our listeners and viewers right there on Facebook, folks, we couldn't be doing this. So again, we want to give a special thank you to all of our listeners and just actually to continue to listen and continue to call in and tell us how you're feeling, because you already know. I'm going to give it to you straight. 760-256-2122. Who wants to talk to Darren? Local news.
This is a disclosure. All the opinions and
Yeah, get that out there right now, Scott.
are not necessarily those
of this station
And
or Benny Frederick. Trust me.
or the love doctor.
No. All we doing here is just putting out the information, folks. Bringing it to you. We'll give you our opinion, but folks, trust me, everybody has a different opinion, different perspective on many things. But I tell you what, each and every person's opinion on this station will be respected. Am I right or wrong, Brianna?
Respect, yes. Definitely.
Because that's the biggest thing. That's how you learn when you listen, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
So, Scott, let me ask you this question. If a person has an opinion, do I have to agree with it?
No, that's why it's called Straight Talk Live.
That's
why
right.
the show's called
HD.
that. And you want them to have an opinion, and you want to have an opinion, and that's what we do out here on this radio.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to go into local news. Brianna's going to tell us a little bit what she got for local news, because when it comes to the news portion of the show, this is the part of the segment where she has more of an expertise than I do. She has research and information. I just got a big mouth. Tell us about it.
Well, okay, so local news. This is something that I know the listeners want to hear about, and that's the fact that the DA is now going to be reviewing the Walmart shooting.
Okay, you're talking about the Yarborough case, right?
Yes, the Yarborough
All right,
case.
folks, you know we're coming into the first quarter of the show. Unfortunately, we have to take a break, but you already know, folks, 760-256-2122. Tell me how you feel. We'll give it to you straight.
Release the videos.
We'll be right back with you, folks. But don't forget, guys, we're still live with Facebook. So, folks, I hope you're enjoying the show. Number one, please share, especially if you're in the Barstow 92311 area. We're trying to make a difference and a positive change here. So we're addressing the good, the bad, and the ugly right here on HD Straight Talk Live. Let us know you're here, folks. The only way we know you're here if you push that like button or push that share button. Folks, next we've got Silver Shell Beauty coming up. Gonna give us a little bit of beauty tips, because and as you can see, I'm ugly, but I've been trying this new product and it made me a little prettier. I'll be back.
Full house, guys.
What's going on?
Shift around if you have to.
Me and your husband.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we may, yeah.
Okay.
He's actually watching.
What up, my man? Silver Shell Beauty. HD Straight Talk Live.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my first time.
and water
Well,
damage
I want to listen in. I'm sorry to hear what's going on.
restoration located
But then,
in Barstow.
oh, okay, yeah. So then when you talk to the mic, you'll hear that. Okay, very clear.
Yeah, Benny does it real easy for you. He'll,
Yeah, I mean,
he'll ask you a question. It'll be real
Oh,
quick.
you know what? I'm gonna
It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Serving the high desert for over
Hey guys.
They also offer construction and reconstruction
Stories and truth.
with 24-hour emergency service from the last drop of water
Oh,
to the
boy.
last drop of paint.
Silver Shell Beauty is at Studio 841 in Barstow, and we will be placing it in split-ins this week. Possibly
Watch out, we
tomorrow.
gotta get busy, boy. We gotta go back to the show. Stop it. We're charging for this.
You go get your money
We
from
need
us.
2 bags of Silver Shell.
You just click
Such
that
a
little
bad
circle.
thing.
So, in case y'all didn't know, this is the man who behind the scenes does all the work. Mike G, love this man.
All right. Here's
Oh,
this
that's
little,
Mike G?
right here, like there.
Okay.
So if that happens again, if it goes like that, just click this one, and they come right back.
Okay. All right, got it.
Hey, what's up?
How many people? Is there a way to tell how many people we have viewing?
19.
Okay, let me also
Folks,
Share it, guys.
we only got 19 people watching. Are you serious? We getting ready to talk about
share right
homelessness
now.
in Barstow? Come on, y'all. Y'all tripping.
Let's go.
Get involved. Get
Share it.
engaged. Show the council that you guys are here and ready.
You can't tell me you haven't seen the homeless out and about in Barstow frequently.
Remember, we're coming back to live music. All right, folks, we're back with HD Straight Talk and KSZL. So when we left you, folks, 12:30 a.m. Don't forget that each and every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And we're talking about the Yarborough case, the
The Yarborough
Deontay.
case, yes.
Okay, all right. What's the new news on it?
So the DA is finally looking into and reviewing the case. Barstow has explained they want those videos released, the body cams. They want the videos released of
Which is very important and
very
has to be done.
Yes, and so people have been urging the city to get on it, urging the DA's office to get on it, and they're finally looking into it after about like 65 days or something like that. It happened in April.
You know what, folks, and the good thing about this, you know, the actual case has been investigated by the San Bernardino County Sheriffs, and the case just went to them on Monday, so we got a couple of weeks before we'll know the truth, and I have this feeling in my gut that it's going to be a long while before we actually get that video. And I don't know about you, Brianna, or Silver Shell, or Mr. Scott Figg, but for me, I've held my opinion to myself because the truth is going to be made right there, folks. That's where the truth is going to come out. Who was at fault? And I'll be honest with you, I do have an inkling what we're going to find out, but I'm going to keep it to myself until the truth is revealed. Yeah, that's the best way. And so, folks, please keep following this story. It's important for Barstow. It's important for our police department. It's even more important for our community, and even more important for his family.
Yes, correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, folks, right behind us, if you're watching us via Facebook, and if you're not, then you're listening to us. So, I'd like to introduce you guys to a new company in town, because that's what HD Straight Talk is all about. It's about community, building the community, whether that be through the citizens or through the local businesses. And you guys already know I got a special love in my heart for small, local, new entrepreneurs. So we've got Silver Shell Beauty here again for the second time, folks. Second time. Next time they better be paying for some radio.
Right.
So Mr. Myers and Myers, we do have a sponsorship here, and we'd like to get some of that money and get you that advertising for that Silver Shell Beauty.
Yes.
And folks, for those who didn't know it, if you watched my video on Facebook, I've actually tried the product, and I can say this. The very next, so if you know anything about me, normally my face is all spotted and ashed and aged. Well, I used it the first night, and you know what's so funny about it? You told me that Mr. Fagans, last time I called him Fagans, I wasn't
He fixed it though, we good. He fixed it, we good.
Mr. Fagans, you told me that it would make me feel good, and that's the truth. It did have like a tingling sensation. It made my face feel really smooth and really shiny. So today you brought this beautiful young lady, and looks like she's been rubbing the Silver Shell serum all over her body.
Oh my
So we're going to
goodness.
allow her to introduce herself and tell us what it's all about.
Hi everybody, my name is Candace Stokes. I do client relations for Silver Shell Beauty. Basically, from a lady's point of view, because I know you guys got the male's perspective last time, it is a wonderful product. You can use it basically. I think the mic went off.
Keep going.
You can basically-
Hold on, we got a technical difficulty, but Facebook is still here. We're coming back in. Okay, there we go. We're back.
So basically, you can use it as an everyday product. Just preventive care. moisturizes your skin, gives it more of an even look. You know, sometimes we have spots or, you know,
hyperpigmentation.
Yeah. So basically it gives you even tones. You can use it as a primer for your makeup. Makes your makeup last longer. A lot of people use makeup to cover up blemishes. When you use this, it's actually like a protective layer. So not only does it make your makeup last.
Wait, you trying to tell me this is going to protect my ugly?
Yes, it will. And preserve your beauty.
Oh, okay. You know, when I look in the mirror, I did see a little Denzel in me after the scene.
Hey, I thought you was Denzel. I was like, Denzel been sponsoring our part. That was really happy.
HD Straight Talk Live, folks. We're talking to Silver Shell Beauty. Now, on a more serious note,
yes.
So are you finding people who are actually buying the product and then rebuying the product?
Yes, absolutely. And what it is like, okay, a lot of people are afraid to use new products because everybody has the next best thing, and it's this and it's this miracle thing, and it's not even a miracle. I mean, come on, it's simple science,
okay.
You know. Silver, of course, promotes healing. You know, it's antibacterial. And basically, they found a way.
There's silver in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the silver Kaizen. Remember last time you was like Kaizen. You was stuck on the Kaizen.
Silver.
Yeah.
So let me ask you
plays
this.
in together. That's
Can
why
I
you was chill.
strain the silver and take it down to the recycling?
No. Hey.
It ain't gonna work, Barstow. You
You
can't strain the silver out of Silver Shell. We know that now.
No, because it's bonded.
It's bonded.
Yeah, no, I have a question actually because
Okay.
I deal with acne scarring, as
Okay.
you can tell,
Okay.
and
I
I
can't
want
tell.
to know
Yes.
if you use it, does it take some time? Everything I use breaks me out right away, and then it takes months for it to really actually work. How long does it take until I see a difference?
It's going to depend on you, what your consistency is and how often you use it. It's a product that you can use 2-3 times a day. Anytime you cleanse your face, you can go ahead and use it. You have a protective layer for like 10 to 12 hours. I mean, it's going to protect your skin, number one, and it shouldn't cause you any type of allergic reaction. Especially
These are all natural products?
Yes.
Yes.
Not tested on animals, all organic as well. And then on the acne scarring, if you go to our website or anything like that, we do have a lot of testimonials, pictures, and a lot of people just happy with their skin. And you know, skin is a personal thing. So when you look in the mirror, if your skin looks better, then you feel better.
Absolutely.
And that's why many thought he was Denzel Washington. So shout out to us for doing that to him.
And it's so funny because I gotta tell you, the next morning my wife came to the bathroom. She said, "What the heck are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm putting on some Silver Shell Beauty."
You gotta get that skincare
I'm
routine
trying to
down.
make sure that you don't leave me for a younger man. And I promise you, the next morning when I woke up, she was like, "Dang, your skin is real shiny this morning. Normally when you go to sleep, because I suffer with several different type of skin allergies. I mean, if I use the wrong chemicals, the next morning my face breaks out. So I was, and to be honest with you, I was real. I was scared that if I used it like Miss Martinez just said, that the next morning I was going to be looking like
a lot of people are
I've
apprehensive to that.
been sunburned. And I had a question for you. Speaking about the sun, William.
Yes, sir.
In my bag.
Yes, sir.
That you gave me from Silver Shell, there was some sunblock.
Yes, sir.
Who do you think he was giving that to?
And I figured that you would find somebody to give it to, you know? It was a present.
Well, technically it's post UV, so after people go out there and get sunburned, they use it.
Okay, all right, folks. We just had Silver Shell Beauty right here, HD Straight Talk. I'm gonna go log them and get put out the information on how to get a hold of them, how to pick it up, folks. They got about 45 seconds, and I'm gonna give them 45 seconds, and next 43, 42, 41. When they come back, they better have some money, or they get 0 seconds.
Well, we want to say thank you to Benny and Miss Martinez for inviting us on the Straight Talk HD Live. We are now currently held at Studio 841 in Barstow, a very prestigious salon. We are placing it in Split Ends tomorrow. Shout out to Split Ends. And we want to tell the whole Barstow community thank you for accepting us. And then you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Silver Shell Beauty.
That reminds me, Facebook fans, please continue to share, folks. We're going to take another break. When we come back, it's what you've been waiting for. Darren's Fix Fat from Desert Manna. Tell him how you feel, and I'm sure he's going to give it to you straight. HD Straight Talk. All right, folks. It's almost time for the real HD Straight Talk. Going to bring in Darren Fix That, the man of the $470,000 hour.
No.
I want to know where it went, where it's going, and how it's going to touch
Absolutely. Thank you
The
very much.
community.
Candace.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that. I want to hear your.
All right.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, but thank you for coming in. You guys
Absolutely.
Please come on, you guys support the Black man.
No, I will.
I will continue to put you guys out there.
I would, I'll give him the word.
Oh yeah, because that's the radio. That's the under. Yeah.
Save the day. Titan Restoration located in Barstow.
All right, bring Mr. Fix that right over here. So Darren here. Yep.
They work with all insurance companies.
But you know, she's going to chime in because she has some questions. So get your questions ready because you're going to do the questions now.
Okay, so let's put Darren where he can. Desert for over 10 years. They also offer construction and reconstruction repairs with 24-hour emergency service. From the last drop of water to the last drop of paint, make Titan Restoration your first choice.
Come on in, Darren.
760-684-8895.
Are you interested in getting a
760-256-2122.
760-256-2122.
Call in, ask questions, get your answers. Community 760-256-2122. And you also, if you guys have, if you don't have AM radio and you want to still ask questions, ask it right here on Facebook.
I'm getting some questions.
Okay, well then here, let me get you a pen and a piece of paper so we can get back to those papers. Okay. Oh, she's prepared like heck. That's why
I saw a question. Why do they charge for? Thank you for reposting that number, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
What's the $5 tobacco for?
You're right here. No, you're right there. That's better. And we're gonna all get behind it.
That's the volume.
Yep.
But the whole time, you're live on Facebook right now.
Climb into the moon.
Desert Manna, Fix Stats and Associates, Darren Fix That. He's right here live in the studio, folks. 760-256-2122. Getting excited over here. You guys have all kind of questions on Facebook. So let's see if you have the nerve to ask those questions right here on HD Straight Talk Live. Whoop, whoop. All right, folks, we're back. AM 1230 KSZL. HD Straight Talk Live, folks. I have in the studio Darren Fix That. He is the president and CEO of Fix Stats and Associates. He also is the president and CEO of Desert Manna. This man has a long resume. He is a master chef. He does business consulting and investments. He's Barstow businessman for over 30 years. He's a philanthropist. And there's a lot of charity work. So, folks, here again, 760-256-2122. All those questions you ask me in my messages or on Facebook, here's your opportunity to ask those questions. Be bold and give it to them straight. Good morning, Darren.
Hey, good morning, Benny. Good morning, Scott. Good morning,
Brianna.
I got it. She got the beautiful name up there,
Darren,
right?
you know you never forget a beautiful woman's name.
Oh,
now,
never.
you could have forgot Scott's. It would have been no problem. And, who am I?
I had it right outside the door there, I know.
All right.
Thank you for inviting me.
No, I'm
Appreciate
happy to have you here because there's lots of questions about the services that your organization offers to the community. There's questions about, I believe, $470 or $470,000. Oh, $470,000. Darren, you didn't pull up in a new Bentley this morning, did you?
Well, I told Mr. Courtney, I need to get one too. We got to be bookends.
All right, let's get started. So let's get down to the nuts and bolts of this thing. Folks, 760-256-2122. So far, nobody has stepped up and made a phone call to us, but it's all good because I know you're watching right here on Facebook. Good morning. Okay, Mr. Fix That. First, tell us about you, who you are, what you do, and how you impact this community, because we got a long list of questions for you.
Wonderful, thank you. You know, my family and I came out here in 1988 and decided to invest in some concessions out in Calico Ghost Town. And that grew into about half the town, and we were out there from 1988 to 1999. And my food experiences, I've been corporate chef to many corporations like Bobby McGee's, Service Master, Gregory's Restaurants. I've had great clientele, been a chef to many celebrities over the years, including Deion Sanders, the California Angels, Waylon Jennings, Glenn Campbell, Buck Owens, you name it. In fact, I just did Clive Davis's 90th birthday party this past March. I came out of retirement, worked with some of my chef buddies. But in business, out here, we've been invested for quite some time. Between Palm Springs, Bakersfield, Barstow, Victorville, and we've been really happy to be in this community. We've done a lot as far as investing our money out here and hiring people and providing services. We really are big into buying in Barstow, which we have done through car dealerships.
Okay, folks, just so you guys know, we are going to take our callers as we travel through this. So most of the conversation is going to come from our callers. We have a caller on line too. We're going to go ahead and bring her on. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to HD Straight Talk.
Hello, Jack. I had a quick question.
All right, come with it. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, it's just one of the services we do. Yeah.
Continuously go to the Desert Manor, that they charge for plates. Is that right?
Charge for what?
For what now?
Plates.
Plates of food or actual plates?
For plates of food, and they have to pay $5 for food tax.
Okay, well, let's get a couple of things separated there. First, all of our lunch programs or anybody that we supply food to, those are all for free. So our emergency food bank program, our commodities program, the food that we supply to like St. Joseph's and the other public feeding kitchens, Meals on Wheels, etc. There is a non-fee for that, and we're fortunate that we get local people who make donations through the mail to help support our various organizations, as well as grants. Now, the produce, we go down to the produce market. None of that produce that we put out there is from the local, like Walmart or whatever. We get a little bit of that produce and we give that out with the food bags, or we give it to nonprofits. The produce trucks that we run twice a month, we bring in about 35,000 pounds, and that is food that we're able to put out for $5 a bag, which is really cheap.
So you do. So what you're saying is this is a whole different program, and yes, you do charge $5. So we got that cleared up for you.
And that's for the pop-up markets, and that's
Another question too is that you guys do sometimes lend out beds for them to sleep at, correct?
We do what?
Beds.
You guys have beds for them to sleep in?
Beds for who to sleep in?
The homeless.
Oh, well, yeah, we have a homeless shelter that it serves 30.
Other people in, like other people to come in, because I've heard as well that sometimes the same people are sleeping there and there's not enough room for them, which, I just want to understand, are you rotating, like they get to stay in and go?
So I guess what you're asking is what's the protocol for the existing homeless, basically a new face that shows up at the door?
I can tell you that prior to me, and I've been there 8 years, you're absolutely right. It was there was a lot of mismanagement with Desert Manor. We do what is called a 3-day stay now. Once you stay at the shelter, you can only be there one time. You're not allowed to be there long term. The only exceptions we have made is for veterans, because the veteran services usually takes a little longer to get our homeless veterans into housing. And we've done some extended stays on occasion for families that are being placed through Inland Empire Housing or through the KEYS program. But we don't allow anybody to go in there and stay long term and live there. In fact, since we were using the 211 system through United Way, we've really enforced the 3-day stay and said you cannot keep bringing people in here from out of town. We'll only do a three-day stay, and they have to be placed somewhere else. So 211's been good about that.
Okay, so that's a good answer. So basically what it is they can come in, but they can only stay 3 days max,
Yes.
right? All right, cool. All right, folks, we're right here live with HD Straight Talk Live. We've got Darren Fitzstad, and I know you guys have a lot of questions. The phone lines are ringing off the hook. Please be patient, stay on hold. We're coming right back, folks. We're going to get down to the bottom of this $470,000. That's what we're going to do, Darren. You already know, Darren. We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly right here. And I got some ugly from myself that I want to answer to, and I know you're the man to give it to me. But the good thing about it is I've been in a meeting with you, so I know there's also some good there too, folks. AM 1230 KSCL, folks. We want to hear from you, 760-256-2122. Big old thank you to our sponsors, On the Rise, Titan Restoration, EC Barstow, Artistically Clean, and more importantly, a big old thank you to our listeners, not only here on AM 1230, but also on Facebook Live, folks. So if you know somebody that doesn't have an AM station, tell them to turn on Facebook. Then you already know. Tell us how you feel, and we'll give it to you straight.
This is High Desert Street.
Okay, let me take my second call.
Welcoming the entire High Desert call.
Ma'am, we're coming right back with you, okay?
Each and every Tuesday.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes.
Don't hang up. Hold on.
Line 3.
And I'll give it to you straight. So, Darren, thank you for clearing that up because there's a lot of miscommunications about folks. We're still here. We're going to continue to talk, so please continue to share and listen. Okay, there, I'll get the questions first. So tell me about the lunch box for the kids because that's important.
The summer sack lunch.
The summer sack lunch, that's important.
Yeah. This is our 6th year of doing it. It's a USDA certified program as far as meeting nutritional guidelines.
Okay.
And we provide that. Certain sites.
You're talking over the commercials.
Oh, okay. But we know. I gotta stop. Okay. Go ahead. We're back. Technical difficulty, folks. Okay. We got several lines going, folks, at one time. We're just waiting to come back. No, we're back. We're still talking. So, all right. So good. So there are summer lunch packs available to the kids. When does that start, Darren?
When's the summer lunch?
When's the summer lunch start?
It's ongoing now.
Okay, so
there are different sites. Yes.
Okay, so where are your sites at for school lunches for your kids? You don't have lunch. Here's where they go.
What they need to do is go to our Facebook, and the Facebook will tell you where all the sites are.
Go to Facebook. Facebook will tell you where all the sites are. Or call Desert Manna. Call Desert Manna.
Talk to Ambrosia.
Kick the door down at Desert Manna.
Yep. So, and we're doing that. So what we do is we provide a nutritious lunch complimentary. That's USDA certified as far as meeting the nutritional needs.
Okay.
And we've been doing this, we do between 3,000 and 5,000 of those lunches in a 9-week period.
Wow.
And we just this year expanded it into Victorville and Apple Valley because there's been a big demand, but we've been doing it in Barstow. This is our 6th year in Barstow. Been highly successful. People like it.
So no, it seemed like a really good deal, and I kind of took a look at it yesterday, and it seems like
that's something the community gets behind. They really like this.
Is that?
I've been writing the question.
Yeah, they like this.
Okay.
And it's for free.
All right, this is good. All right, folks, we're going to be going back on live on the station in just a few seconds, looks like. And we're going to get to you guys' questions probably in the last 15 minutes of the show. This is our first time going live. Brianna, say something because I'm supposed to be shutting up here.
Oh, no, I've just been writing down your questions. Keep asking your questions. We'll get to as many as we can, okay? I'm writing them down. Good questions.
Very good questions.
Or you can call.
Or you can call.
212-258.
Scott Feed.
2122.
I think I'm going to make him my new poster boy for HD Straight Talk.
I seen that. It went off. She must not have up.
That's all right. They'll call back.
Okay, what? We can go. If you don't have none of those questions, find a good question
right there. Yep.
Okay. I got plenty.
Oh yeah, find a question. Then when you come back in. When you come back in, you're going to say, all right, we're going to take a Facebook user. If there's somebody on the phone, somebody on the phone will take them.
Okay. That's not it.
Okay, good. So you're going to
That's not one.
Okay, so you're going to take it. Okay.
Yeah, 36 seconds.
Yeah.
She says she's on hold and it hung up on her.
Tell her to call back, please.
Call back.
Call back right now. We'll take you first. What's your name?
It's Robin.
Robin, call back right now.
We'll take the callers first, and then any Facebook after that. Any questions on Facebook, we'll take those after.
So we're getting ready to go back live. So call right now, and we'll put you right on. Oh, we got one more commercial. We got one more commercial, folks.
Gotta pay them bills.
Gotta pay them bills, because, Scott Fig wants some money.
I got that.
He gotta go to Portland, Germany, New York, Texas. Then he coming back to Colton.
To the Green Tree or something.
To the Green Tree. Don't forget, folks, each and every Thursday, Green Tree right there with your boy JT Turner. Gonna give him a little plug, because I really enjoy and like the show. All right, here we go. All right, folks, we're back here with Darren Fixstad with the Desert Manna. So we're going to go ahead and take a Facebook question real quick because we want to make sure that our Facebook listeners know that they're involved too. So, Brianna, what do we have?
So it's just to piggyback off of the, housing the homeless, sheltering the homeless. They want to know on Facebook, what do you do after the 3 days that someone is gone? How do you help them then?
Good question. So this is about assistance after the shelter. Tell us about it.
Well, we have a really great in-house crew that our whole job is about once you get into either through the shelter or through any of our programs, we work with all the various agencies, Department of Mental Health, Department of Aging and Adult Services, APS, all of these folks. And what they do is we work together as a collaboration to place people. So if you have a senior that's having a really hard time being able to take care of themselves, they will get them placed into temporary housing. So we work with all the agencies around San Bernardino County to do this. And that's one of the good things of the 211. To get all these various services. So we connect people together.
Okay.
We work with Veterans Outreach, all of those programs.
Okay, Darren, I'm going to ask you because we got a lot of callers and a lot of questions, so I'm going to ask you to keep your answers brief and get right to the point, straight. Just give it to them straight. That's all I want to have. Tell us about this $470,000 that the Desert Manna has received, because lots of questions are what people want to know is how is this money going to trickle down? How much of the money is actually going to be able to be touched, seen, smelt, and tasted by the actual community of 92311? And can this money be utilized anywhere, or is it specific because of where the grant came from?
The funding comes through Cal Fresh, Cal Recycle. We are the only ones to receive it in San Bernardino County, and it's specific to San Bernardino County. And the purpose of this grant is, it's a 2-year grant, is to be sure that we obtain food that would be going to the dump, like overproduction of produce.
Okay.
So we go down, and when we bring that produce truck, our job is to spend that funds to bring these produce out and do pop-up markets and provide fresh food alternatives. It's all about keeping food going to the waste. Same thing with the military food. You know, a lot of times that went to the dump. Our job now is to go and rescue it. It's a food rescue program.
Okay, so it's a food rescue program. So
and it's a reimbursement program.
Okay, so what you're telling me, so this won't, so the fruit, I'm trying to understand, because on one side of the fruit industry in your organization, you know, they have to pay $5 for the fruit. So because this money, the fruit for this time is being picked up from the grant, the Cal Fresh, $470,000, is it free or does it still cost?
About 20% of that produce ends up in a marketplace concept, which we could do. It's called pop-up markets. 80% of that is getting out to all the other various nonprofits to give out to their churches or their public feeding programs, that type of thing.
Okay. Now, is there a time limit to spend this money?
Yeah, 2 years.
So you have 2 years to spend $470,000. So let me ask you this: can this money actually be used to upgrade the Desert Manors living facility?
Nope.
Nope. Can it be used to get you a new shirt?
Nope.
Can be used. Okay. And is there an oversight committee that's monitoring the spending of this money, or who's monitoring the spending?
There's a grant coordinator that's at the state level, and they go through and we submit the paperwork. They audit the paperwork to be sure everything is spent according to the programs. So, for example, we're able to buy another refrigerated truck. We're able to buy another van. We're able to open a store and do interior remodeling. We're able to put some money into our food bank to improve the facility.
Okay, we have another question for you, Darren, so we're going to bring that person up online too. Welcome to HD Straight Talk. Good morning.
Hi, this is Robin Morris. Sorry, Benny, I have a cold, so it's actually me.
Okay, go ahead. Absolutely. you upstate? We're probably correct. Shannon, Miss Robin. So, okay, so your question. What's the question for Darren? Okay.
They can't hear the caller.
So, okay.
They can't hear the caller.
Dr. Job just telling to leave. What are you supposed to do?
Okay, first of all, we do intakes, and we have for years between 1 and 3:30. It is a 3-day stay. As you well know, that the shelter is not ADA compliant, so if you cannot climb stairs or you're not able to be self-sufficient, you can't stay. And we know that all the time. The blind person was unable to be there. Number one, he had no ID, and second of all, he also was inebriated. So I can't listen. I'm telling $470,000 is not for the shelter. The money is strictly for that. Okay, I'm just telling you what it is. You need to cut her off.
No, and we're not. And no, all we're doing is shooting it straight, Miss Laura.
Yeah, those are the facts. Our intake people do not take everybody in that comes in. They have to meet certain criteria. Background checks, random drug testing, we do all of that.
Okay. All right. So I don't want to make this a fighting battle between ex-employees. I want to strictly stick with the community.
It is. Let's get somebody on here that's got a question here.
All right. Thank you, Shannon. Miss Laura. So how are you helping them, Darren? Let's just answer her question real quick. Sum it up real quick so we can take another call.
We have very specific guidelines. We have a contract with the city, an MOU on what we can do and not do since it's a city building. We are obligated to meet certain criteria in that contract. We are not a catch-all for just anybody that needs to stay. If you can't pass a background check, you cannot stay there. If you cannot pass a random drug test, if you are blind...
So there's rules.
Yeah, there are rules. If you're blind, you can't. How are we going to maintain? So we work with other agencies.
Okay, but
she has no idea what she's talking about.
All right. Well, we definitely got to find a way to help our blind and all our homeless. If it's not through Desert Banner,
done through 211.
If there's somebody else out there in Barstow that offers this type of assistance, please
211.
Contact us. Let us know so we can give directions there. Folks, we're coming right back with HT Straight Talk Live. We got a caller on the line. We got calls everywhere. We got questions on Facebook. Thank all of you. We appreciate you listening, and I hope that the community is getting some education here. And I got more questions about that 470,000. Then I have a question about the population of homeless coming in and going out of Barstow, because that's important to me. HD Straight Talk Live, AM 1230 KSZL. We're live in studio with Darren Fickstad from Desert Manor.
She hard.
I know, I'm going to pick her up. I'm going to take her out of queue.
Kicked her off the board.
Hi, ma'am. Are you there? Ma'am, you still there?
Yes.
Okay, just hold on, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just hold. We're coming to you. Right after we come off break, you're the next question, okay?
Where we discuss your topic.
What's your
Tell me
name?
how you feel.
Shannon. Okay, hold on.
Make sure to tune in to Straight Talk with Benny D. Frederick on
Okay, so you got to be careful with we're still on Facebook. Yeah, so just be careful. But yeah,
restoration and all that. Don't let water
Bring it
damage
on
get in the way.
everybody out there in Facebook land.
That's right. We get
256-2122.
256.
Take your calls.
Water extraction.
Busy.
It's bringing. Good God. Oh my God.
She said, "Good God."
Thank you guys, though.
Thank you.
We appreciate
The
it.
support.
Yes, 256-2122.
Serving the high
Yeah, I'm gonna get it right now.
Yeah, line 3.
But that's just Shannon Laura's daughter. I'm not
repairs with 24-hour emergency service.
But that's good. So I'm glad everybody's calling. And Darren,
He said that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Darren, just don't allow
Yeah, Robin. Let us know what happened.
Are you interested in getting a helpless child?
I know, y'all got personal
Authorized Foster Family Agency is here to help. We are a supportive agency dedicated to changing the lives of children and foster parents for the best possible outcome. We will walk you through the entire process of becoming a foster parent. We offer 24
We got a lot of questions, guys.
Financial assistance is provided. On the Rise, your love, our inspiration. Call
Just trying to get to everybody.
818-4522. Servicing the high desert and all of San
We only have an hour.
We don't have that much time.
No, I love it. No, I'm good.
They're gonna be able to hear you.
I love it.
All right, folks, this is HD Straight Talk Live. The phones are off the hook. We're going to take a caller right now because we got a little limited time, but I am going to bring Darren back because I can see there's still a lot of questions out there. I'm going to take this caller. Caller, can you hear me? You're on, caller.
Hi, Benny. Good morning. Good afternoon, actually, now. Yeah, I had a question for this gentleman. First of all, something he just said hit me, and that was that they do background checks and extensive things like that. A lot of the homeless that I myself deal with don't have IDs. They don't have wallets to carry anything around, and it's kind of curious how they could help people that can't even help themselves with that situation, number one. But my main question for calling in today was, we've all heard the statement, you give a man a fish, you feed him a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him a lifetime. Now, I was a sergeant at a men's prison, and before our inmates left and went back into the community, we had a re-enter program where we taught them to fill out applications, banking, how to save, how to do all these different things, how to dress for a job, interview for a job. I'm just curious, do they offer any programs like that for the people that come into their program? And if they don't, why not?
Yes, we do all of that. In fact, we provide a ID program that they can go up to DMV and get a free ID on us. Like one of the callers had mentioned before, if a person does not have an ID or have ID with their kids, especially with their children, we are not able to let them into the MANA. So that's a very specific criteria. However, we have the ID program to help them. And yes, we're one of the biggest CalWorks program providers. We provide a lot of job training through all of our different things, and we have a great success story. In fact, a great number of people working for Walmart went through our job training program.
Okay, Dan, let me just help. She raised a very valid point. So what you're telling me is that, and I'm disturbed by this, if this is the truth, and I'm going to tell you up front and straight. So you're telling me if I and my 12 children came to the Desert Matador, I don't have any ID because I fell in hard luck, we'll be turned away, just simply turned away, goodbye, that's it. You don't have ID.
You have to have ID.
Is that a federal or state or local rule or regulation? Where does that derive from?
Yeah, and I want to chime in on it. Is that from the city, the MOU? Do they do that, or is that a Desert Manna decision?
That's a Desert Manna decision, and the city wants us to have that decision.
Okay, all right. So,
okay, I have another question for this gentleman. I currently am feeding and helping out with probably a good 40 homeless people here in Barstow. They have a whole community where they take care of themselves, and most of them have been turned away from Desert Manna for just such reasons. And I'm just curious, is this going to, you're getting this $470,000 to help with our homeless situation.
No.
But as a private individual, I'm helping, and I'm doing, and I'm feeding them and giving them stuff without asking for IDs, without asking for stuff. And actually, it sounds to me like more interaction with our homeless than Desert Community is able to do because of this rule that they've set up.
Okay.
I don't ask them for an ID when they come and they ask for food.
Well, okay, Dan, it's wonderful on what you're doing. It's very commendable. $470,000 grant. It's called CalFresh. You can look it up online. Zero money can be spent on homeless shelters or anything to do with that. It has nothing. It's a food recovery program.
Okay, so basically what you're saying, Darren, is so this money is allocated by CalFresh, and they determine how it's spent. So you can't. So this, none of this money, which
curious.
I'm not curious. I'm disappointed at the fact that it can't be used in other areas of our homeless in Barstow that are needed. So,
That's correct.
Okay. So my next question would be this to you: what? Tell me about our homeless population. What is our homeless population? Are the amount of people that can come in and have shelter at Desert Manor on a daily basis? And give me a number of how many people are turned away. That new people that are turned away.
Well, through the 211 system, our intake process for the shelter is probably down about 80%, because the 211 program allows placement throughout San Bernardino County. People that have special needs and can get the help maybe that we cannot provide. So most of the homeless services that are being referred to us are from San Bernardino or Victorville.
So,
they're not coming from Barstow.
So we're not even helping our own people, dear?
We are. What I'm telling you is the majority of people coming in
are
trying
not
to get
from Barstow.
in and not from Barstow.
How do they get here? So here's a question I have. How do they end up in Barstow? Are you busing people in, Darren, to turn them around at the Desert Manor?
That's me. Yeah, I know. I heard that rumor too. The HOPE program, it comes from law enforcement. We'll bring them up and do a photo op saying, look what we did. We brought a family up from a park in San Bernardino. Some of them drive up. Some of them dropped off by friends. The problem with the homeless issue out here is there is no...
Darren, we got to speak because we got about 3 minutes. Go on.
We get zero, since 2010, zero funding from HUD, COC, the CDBG. The city gives us no CDBG money. All of those funds are used for homeless services and whatnot. If we receive those funds, we can expand those services. Homeless shelters are going away. Funding for that has gone away for a long time. 470,000 folks strictly for the food programs.
Okay.
It's very specific. Cannot be used for any of those other things.
Thank you, Darren. You've answered that,
Thank
folks.
you.
You're listening to HD Straight Talk. Obviously, there's a lot of more communication needs to be had in this matter. So I'm going to do something I've never done. I'm going to bring Darren back next Tuesday so we can continue this conversation, because this hour wasn't enough. The phones are still ringing. Hey there, all those folks saying hi and waving to us on Facebook. We thank you for listening.
Thank you. Yeah.
We got about 10 seconds, folks. Thank you to all our sponsors. Next Tuesday, we'll have Darren right back here, AM 1230 KSEL. Give it to you straight.
Thank you, Benny.
You're welcome.
Wow, man.
That was
Good job.
This is
Woo.
good.
What if you cancel it in 2 years?
Huh?
Does the money go back?
Oh, yeah. It's use or lose. It's just like the military. It's use or
I
lose.
mean, you got some of those questions?
Yeah.
Okay, folks, those of you on
Full audit
Facebook who
report
have
sent.
questions, she has written down the questions. She's going to ask Darren the questions, get the answers, and she's going to report back to on our page. Please don't forget to like our page. It's very important.
Too low.
Okay.
Oh, oops.
Please remember that we'll be back here next Tuesday with Darren. There's a lot of questions I still personally have for them. I know the community has a lot of questions. Some things have been explained today, but not all. But we'll get back to it next Tuesday. Thank you guys very much.
Thanks, guys. You can send me your questions. You can ask us on the page as well.
Yeah, that would be better. Access on the page.
Ask us all your questions on the page. We can answer your questions. He's coming back next Tuesday, guys. Stay tuned. You can also message me personally. You can friend request me. I'll add you. Message me personally. I'll get all those questions. I'm writing them all down. I've got everything. We need to ask all our questions. There's a lot that wasn't answered today. Thank you to our callers.
You're welcome.
We still got one on the line. I'm hanging up, okay?
Okay.
Robin Davis, ask your questions. I will write them down. We'll be sure to get them in next week, next Tuesday. There was a lot that wasn't, you're right, it wasn't clear. Thank you, William. Thank you. Good job to you, too. I look forward to some Silver Shell.
Senator McConnell cautions the summit was just the first step. He looks forward to the next. Linda Kenya.
So again, guys, I'm getting ready to cut it off, but ask your questions. You can ask me personally. You can message me. You could ask put it on the page, HD Straight Talk Live. And we'll go ahead and we'll ask him next week because there's a lot of stuff we still need to know about the homeless. There's a lot of homeless in Barstow. And I didn't like what I heard. I don't know about you. Alright, guys. I'm cutting it off. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. See, the city
I'll be on the page.
There's money for homeless. We just don't get it. We don't get no COC. We don't get no HUD. The state has cut all that out. Read the papers on
but
it.
it's
It's been gone
Cut
for
all
years.
of it. If we could, if Ms. Lard, if it was up to me, she wouldn't have a job because I'd go take a go to TV loss and buy a bulldozer and bulldoze the world for office.
Oh, I'm telling you. But the